Is this thing on? Let's go. Let's go. So is your dream actually your dream? Or is it somebody else's expectation? I think that's an important question. I think that's something that everybody should ask themselves, honestly. Because we grow up in a freaking society that likes to set an expectation for what you should do with your life. And I like to go against the grain on that. I don't agree with that at all. And I wish I'd seriously asked myself that a long, long time ago. But hey, it's okay. We're here now. So I'm going to get on here and ask everybody else. Is your dream actually your dream, or is it somebody else's expectation? Wish I had asked myself that earlier and took it more serious. I wish, 10, 15 years ago, I'd asked myself that question and was able to seriously sit down and just ponder on it. I think so many, especially young people, but people in general, it don't matter what age you are, but especially young people that I can relate to, grow up and you try to live up to somebody's expectation, usually your parents. And it's nothing knocking parents, because that's what you're there to do, is guide your children in order to be well-rounded individuals that represent you, your family, your last name. But sometimes I believe, and it may not be parents, but society, let's say, people in our lives, whether directly or indirectly, set this expectation of what we should do with our lives, what I should do with my own life. And it's like, man, why did I follow what everybody else thinks is acceptable or is a good status to have, and instead just ask myself the question, what's your dream? What do you want to go after? Because what I've learned is I kind of went through the motions of living up to this expectation of, oh, you have to go to college. Oh, you have to get this, good title that was going to make a whole lot of money. And I did that. I got out of it. And I quickly learned that I was living a life of quiet desperation. I wasn't living my dream. That wasn't the dream. Somebody else's expectation wasn't my dream. But then when I sat down and evaluated and said, hey, what do I want out of life? What's Blake's purpose in life? What do I believe my gift is that God gave me in order to give out to the world? And I sat down and evaluated that, and I was like, man, I have been living this life, living up to these expectations, and I've gotten this far, and I've done something that, there's plenty of people that have a purpose in going to college and getting a nice degree and getting a heck of a job with it. But that wasn't my purpose. That wasn't what I truly wanted to do. And when I sat down and I asked myself, what do you want to do? And I started just, slow steps, little building blocks, working towards that. I got the courage to go do that. And I will never regret that. If there's one thing that I could say I could help younger people specifically with, it's to notice that earlier. It's not to get, if you go the college route, out of college in a job for 5 years and then say, dang, man, I have really wasted a lot of time. I've really used a lot of time to get me down a path that I have no purpose in. It's not my gift. It's not what I want to give to the world. It's not what I want to be known for at the end of the day. Whenever I've said, man, I've done what I can do in this life. I don't want to look back and say, this is what I did. I want to do what I want to do. I want to live the dream that I want to live. And I believe a lot of people just never do that because they live up to somebody else's expectation. And always audit that. Always come and say, hey, man, 5, 10 years ago, XYZ was my dream. Maybe your dream has evolved. Maybe your dream isn't the same dream that you had whenever you were 20 as it is when you're 30, as it is when you're 40. And believe it or not, it shouldn't be. It should always evolve. It should always have a picture that is painted on a wider canvas as you grow, as you reach those goals that you have set one day at a time. And it's just so important. It's so freaking important. I can't, it's not regret, because I don't regret the road that I went down, because it got me to where I am today. But had I known where I'm at today, maybe I would have, ran down that road a little faster. Maybe I would have cut out a few little roadblocks in between. Maybe where I'm sitting today, I would be sitting here 5 years ago had I just sat down and asked myself that question. How many times have you thought about, man, you like reach this point in life, and maybe it's a big goal, maybe it's a small goal, it don't have to be nothing significant, but you see the path you took to get there, and you're like, well, I could have saved a whole lot of time had I just done it my way, had I just cut out XYZ. And, often think about that. Like I said, I don't have regrets. But if there was one thing that I could go back and do, it would be to ask that question. And ask it intentionally and take action on it. I'm so glad I had the courage to go back and redefine that. Go back and fix it. Because some people never do. And that's the hard reality, is some people never do, and they live out their life based off somebody else's expectation at some point in time. And so that's what I encourage you to do today. I encourage you to sit back, and maybe you do it with your children, maybe you do it with your best friend, maybe you do it with a group of people that you love and want to see succeed and live their dream. Sit down, and maybe you just do it with yourself in the mirror. But sit down, stand up, do whatever you got to do. Look yourself in the eye, look somebody else in the eye, and ask, are you really living your dream, your actual dream? Or are you living somebody else's expectation? And depending on that answer, come up with a plan, man. Go after what makes you feel freaking alive. That's the best thing in life. It ain't. A lot of people define success with money, and I think when you get to a certain spot in life, it'll come, it'll come. But when your purpose is driven to help others, to give, to live out your true purpose, what makes you come freaking alive, baby? What makes you come alive? That's what success is. Being able to say, I gave it my all. I did it in the honor and glory of God. I did it for my family. I did it for the people around me. I did it for myself. And most of all, whenever I did it for myself, I got myself to a spot where I could help others and help them be able to get into that spot and feel that same fulfillment. It's quite great. So anyways, ask yourself that question today. I encourage you to do it.